Hello everybody, it's Conventicle, and today I'm going to be giving you an updated Saradomin Godwars dungeon guide for using melee in a trio. First, for your stat requirements, you are definitely going to need above 70 agility in order to get into the Saradomin part of Godwars dungeon. For the rest of your stat requirements, I'm just going to recommend that you have over 85 attack strength and defense if you want to hit Commander Zilyana at all, and also having 70 prayer and piety. That will help a lot in your kills. For your gear setup, the main things you're going to need are full Varix, full Guthans, and a special attack weapon such as a Godsword or Dragon Warhammer. As far as Godswords go, the best ones are the BGS and the ZGS for their special attacks. If you are deciding to get kill count instead of using an ecumenical key, then you are going to need a Zamorakian and Saradomin item. In this case, I'm using an Unholy Blessing, which is located in my arrow slot, and a Holy Symbol. If you are bringing a Zamorak Godsword for your special attack weapon, you can just wield that during your kill count to count as your Zamorak item, and then use a Holy Blessing in your arrow slot as your Saradomin item. If you are using an ecumenical key, which is something I would recommend for those with a low Slayer level, then you are only going to need a Saradomin item because there is a safe spot in front of the room where Zamorak monsters cannot hit you. For my inventory setup, please keep in mind that I have all 99 melee stats. If you have lower level stats, then I would recommend switching out some of these super combats for food or Saradomin brews and restores. This next inventory setup is if I'm bringing Alks, I like to bring at least one Saradomin brew and restore because I will have less space for sharks. This next clip is going to be showing you how to get to Godwars Dungeon. If this is your first time doing Godwars Dungeon ever, then I believe you're going to need 3 ropes. And if you have done Godwars Dungeon before, but not specifically Saradomin Godwars Dungeon, then you're going to need 2 ropes for the rocks where you are going to be using your agility. As you can see right here, I'm breaking a Trollheim teleport tab. If you do not know how to get these, what you do is buy some house teleport tabs and convert them to Trollheim teleport tabs using the Trollheim scrolls that you can get from Nightmare Zone. Also, another thing I wanted to mention about my inventory is that I am rolling with 6 super combat potions, and this will last me nearly 4 hours here. If you are not looking to last this long, or you're just a lower combat level like I said, then you can roll with less and instead swap that out for food or some extra prayer potions depending on your stats. As you can see, I was using Protect from Missiles when I was passing those trolls because they will hit you high if you are not using Protect from Missiles. Right here, I just used an agility shortcut which requires 62 agility. And once you reach the snowy part, it's going to drain your run completely. And each time you get hit, see right there, I just got hit a 1. It's going to drain your health, obviously, and your prayer. So try to get through this stage as fast as you can. Those wolves are not too big of a concern because of what you are wearing. I do know that some people like to use Prey Melee right there, but if you're bringing Guthans, then you can just use that to heal while you're getting your kill count. So right here, I'm going over how to get the kill count. What I like to do is just hit one Saradomin monster at a time. Once I hit them, if they are attacking a Zamorak monster, I'll just continue hitting other monsters instead. And this is because the Zamorakian monsters will often finish the kill for you. And if you don't have a high enough Slayer level to kill Spiritual Warriors, then I would honestly recommend just using an ecumenical key. If you do, however, have a high enough Slayer level and your team is not waiting on you, then I personally prefer using the kill count method because it only takes me around 10 to 15 minutes. Once your Saradomin kill count has reached 40 or above, then you will be able to enter the Saradomin Godwars dungeon room to kill Commander Zilyana. Just follow this path that I'm taking currently. If you decided to bring a key and you do not have a Zamorakian item, right here I'm going to be showing you the spot where the Gorak, which is the Zamorak monster that you have to worry about in this location, cannot hit you. Before you enter the room, make sure you take a sip of your super combat potion, have your special attack weapon ready, and have your quick prayers set to protect against magic and piety. When I'm using a Godsword for my special attack, I have my attack mode set to slash, and then right after I use the special attack, I switch back to my Varix flail and use pound. The main thing you have to worry about is Commander Zilyana's melee attack. Her max is a 27, and she hits really fast and consistently. Her other attack is her magic attack, as seen right there in the clip. This is when she puts an orb around her and raises her sword in the air. During this time, she cannot move. When this happens, I like to use a hit and run method, which I will be discussing later in the video. Once you kill her, you're going to want to equip your Guthans if you have taken any damage in order to heal. The first minion you're going to want to kill is the melee minion named Starlight. Once you kill the melee minion, then switch to the ranged minion, which is named Bree. And then once you kill Bree, anybody who hasn't healed usually heals off of Growler, which is the mage minion. Some drops worth mentioning that you can get from the minions include 3 times Monkfish and Summer Pies. The great thing about Summer Pies is their ability to restore run energy. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you are out of run and Commander Zilyana is using her melee attack on you, then use a Summer Pie if you have one in your inventory, or else she's just gonna keep following you and you're gonna get destroyed. And some supply drops worth mentioning that you can get from Commander Zilyana include 3 times Prayer Potions and 3 times Saradomin Brew and 3 times Restore in the same drop. For the rest of this video, I'm going to be discussing the strategy I like to use when fighting Commander Zilyana called the hit and run method. Like I said earlier, she has 2 attack styles. When she starts hitting you with the melee attack style, then you are going to want to run until somebody else on your team becomes the tanker. If you become the tanker and she uses her magic attack, the goal is to stay as the tank until she switches to her melee attack, or you get a low health, which in my personal opinion would be anywhere between 60 and 40 health. This clip right here is a perfect example of how I use her mage attack to my advantage. As you can see, I hit her and she moves into her mage attack, and then I hit her while she's in the middle of her attack. Then her attack ends and I hit her again, so she will stay on me because I have good health, and she uses her mage attack again. So then I hit her while she's in the middle of her mage attack, and then it ends, and then it just keeps cycling like this until she were to move to her melee attack or I were to get a low health. But in this case, it worked out perfectly and she stayed on me the entire kill while using her mage attack, so nobody took any damage from her. Now, I know what I just mentioned there is a lot to grasp at first, so I'm just going to go over it again a little bit slower. As you can see, I hit her, she moves into her mage attack, I switch to my flail. Right now, she's still in her mage attack, so I can hit her once. Now her mage attack has ended. If I were to not hit her again, she would move on to somebody else. So I hit her again and she moves back into her mage attack. I hit her while she's in the middle of her mage attack. Then her mage attack has ended. So in order to keep her on me, I hit her again. She moves into her mage attack. I hit her while she's in the middle of her mage attack. Her mage attack ends. So in order to keep her on me, I hit her again. Then she moves back into her mage attack and I hit her while she's in the middle of her mage attack, and she dies. Now this clip is an example of what to do once she is using melee on you. As you can see, my teammate is tanking right now, but he starts running too far to where she cannot reach him and she's going to switch on me. So she switches on me, she uses her melee attack. Just keep running until she switches on to somebody else. Once she does, start attacking her again and you're all set. If you have a client that allows you to zoom out on your screen, I would recommend zooming out as much as possible because you will be able to run further without moving your cursor as much, and it will make a big difference with the little amount of time you have once she turns on you. As you can see right here, she was just using her mage attack on my teammate, and once her mage attack ended, I was the first person to hit her. That means she's going to move on me. So to give a summary of this method, if she uses her melee attack, run far enough to where she won't hit you again and she will switch on to somebody else. And if she uses her mage attack, keep attacking her until you reach a low health or she switches back to her melee attack. So that's pretty much all I had to cover in this Saradomin Godwars dungeon guide. If this did help you out, then please consider leaving a like and comment down below. If you are a fan of old school RuneScape videos and guides, then please check out my channel. I got a lot to offer on here. I'll see you guys later in my next video if you're subscribed. Peace.